Hello people, this is Indible, welcome to Roguetech. We come from the last mission with about 5 days of repairs to be done, but we no longer have a need to stay on this planet. We'd much rather go to Chandler. Looks like we spotted a Friends reference here. It's 11 days travel, so without further ado, there we go. We have quite some things to do here, with the most important one being we are actively hunting for a Tiamat because we want to put those railguns to good use. We get out of repairs, so we go to the mech bay and we look at whatever crates we've got. There's obviously the hyper laser crate, customary one here. This reminds me, we might be good to get going on air peeps here. We lose a bit of damage, but nothing major. We're good on the heat sinking, so I guess we could go for more air peeps. Let's see. That's a bit too extreme. I think we're taking minimum range out and probably also short range to get these back into manageable levels, but this way we got 4 air peeps here, so we're back in good position. We don't have a headshot battle computer, so I think that's as good as it gets here. Yeah, nothing else to be done here, so up we go. And there's also crates on the clan archer. These I can't remember. Whoa, that's a lot of spinning, my friend. Oh, we got a bit of SAM ammo crate. Nothing major, but as long as we're here, we're changing the battle computer will help, and getting a bit more SAM ammo in there, because it's always good to have options. And there we go. We're going to be much better with a fire control system Mark III here. It helps us evade a bit of ignore a bit of evasion and gives us a bit of accuracy, so we're good in that sense. We're getting to Chandler. For some reason Jantfolk are not mad with us, which is good. Means we could sell some things given the option. We go visit the store, but I'm not expecting much else than quick sell stuff. I think there's some conflicting issues between quick sell and research. So there we are. Let's see if we have any big bad mechs in here. So, well, that's just terrorist, so nope. Looks like we don't have super heavies here. Not really. Not seeing red messages anywhere. I'm going to take a hard look next time we get in, but for the moment we're just going for a lowlands battle, I guess, because the rest is urban stuff. Well, we got a battle in the jungle as well. Yep, urban we don't want to do unless necessary, so we go for Jantfolk against pirates. It's only 2 salvage, so we really want to Warhammer off, get the clan archer back in, everybody out. And we take the Nidhogg off, the Ifrit off, we put the Seth back in, and we're good to get on our usual setup. So Giza goes on the Clan Archer, Hyperion for Indable, we want Mummy Bear on the 5S. We got Jiangxi here, there's Krakens, we want Plover now, there is Arbitus, and last but not least we want Kestrel and obviously Gremlin, who at this point should be able to get more experience, but we're going to wait for a bit with her. So that's a battle in the lowlands against an elite pirate lens. Hopefully we find some good stuff, and hopefully Indivil and Kraken have a much better day than the last time we got in, which we for some reason weren't able to do any headshotting and all. Now that we're on the loading page, just let me comment on a thing that's probably going to affect the daily releases. Next week my daughter is on Easter holidays, so I obviously won't have time to do extended recordings. I might do the odd recording here and there at night, but for the most part I'll be in charge of just staying with her, and this prevents me from recording. I'm pre-recording, batch recording during this week, the previous one, when I have time, but just really don't expect next week to be flush with episodes. We might get there. I might be able to just keep a chapter here and there, probably on weekdays, and we keep the weekends going, because response and watch time on weekends are actually quite good lately. So we see what we see, we're in, we have friends, we have someone up here, and it doesn't look like there's much else on the table. So we had a landing spot here, we're taking profit from it. We're already seeing Max, so let's see what we see. There's an Atlas, whoops, sorry, and some Archibald or whatever. So we leave them do their thing and wait until they move out of spawn protection, because otherwise we're not going to be able to do much here. Someone's moving in the background, that's good. They're going for the Seth, not getting him, so we might be good to start going as soon as the Atlas moves out of spawn protection here. There's another thing on turn 22. A bit of splash on the Hyperion, nothing major. And there you go, Mr. Atlas, do your thing. That's a bit of hyper assault, but we're mostly ready to go. We got the King Crab, so we engage Supercharger and DNA cockpit, and off we go. Still not able to see anything else, so we're waiting with the Hyperion.
Talk to me. Commander?
Archer can move in though. It's all a matter of hitchances, so let's see it. Not especially good, but not bad either, so we just move and go for him. Bit of acid. Actually, I want a double beam of acid on the Atlas. so that we have better hit chances on him,
Sprinting.
better moves, and as long as we're here, might as well set the forest on fire and get his hit management crippled. That's something we can do, so there we go. We move to the other side just in case there's some reinforcements here. LK is a bit better, but we really don't want to waste ammo here. Conquistador also moves to the other side, and he also has garbage hitchens, so no need to get him at all. Would that we saw other things, but we don't. So we do nothing here.
Ready for orders.
Basta is able to move. There's some line of sight to be had. So we hope it's good enough, and it actually is. We don't have the resolve for a cold shot, so it's only
Locking on point.
shooting him. Notice we have 75 damage even though he's braced. So, well, he's in cover, so we gotten rid of the 20% damage reduction from the forest. You're probably going to see things when we send you up. And looks like, well, we're not seeing anything, but we got 2 shots of cluster and an open sight, so
Give it to him then.
we go looking for crits. We don't manage to hit, but that's another stuff. So, we just move up here, and we send a bit more of Inferno, not because it's sorely needed, but because it might get us the crits we're looking for here.
Talk to me.
And you also have shots, so there we go. Not the best hitchens in the world, but still hitchenses. So let's see what we see here. They're going for the Hyperion, alright, but that looked like just some large lasering. And it looks like they both were
Ready to go.
on the same spot, which is very good for us. We engage the supercharger because there's an archer here and we want him off the battleground as soon as possible. The exterminator being off is very good. So we just bring a bit of acid here on the archer. We won't need much, as long as we're able to just get going on him before he goes, we're good. We're going to be shooting the Atlas here.
10-4.
That's a bit of HE.
Copy that,
And
Commander.
there we go. More hit
That hit
is
sounded
always good.
I've got your
So
back.
there's an avatar who can either go for the Atlas or the Archer. Back there we have a Juggernaut. We have to be a bit aware of him, but... And I think I very much want to go guided here. It won't take much to get this Archer off the battlefield. I mostly got him.
Take that as a lesson.
Just a bit more follow-up, but he's going to the ground.
I'm receiving you.
So the Conquistador will have just to follow up here. It's much better if we go for this one. We really don't need nothing from this one. Still, might be better if we don't shoot everything. Just trying to see where can we splash to not completely destroy it. Well, looks like he's in pretty decent condition, so we'll just try it.
Reporting
Just
critical hit.
prodding here. Someone has to do follow-up on the
What are your orders, Skipper?
Atlas, but you don't have direct line of sight, so
We're accepting it.
we're going again with just 15 tubes here on the Archer. And that's a torso and the neck off the table completely. Diastar happens to have direct line of sight, but it's a bit obstructed. Still, it is what it is. So we're going for the Atlas here, just because we might splash into the other one, and this is just getting the Atlas on the ground. He's a bit done. We won't be needing much here, so there we go. You're just able to push up, and I think we want to start having the Juggernaut under control, so a bit of Inferno will help.
What can I do for you?
And we also got the Carrier, who is also getting him pretty much completely under control here. So there we go. Brings a nice mixture of things. Yeah, that's exactly why we wanted him under control.
That ain't good.
And the Juggernaut is just shutting down.
How can I help?
So, Hyperion has two megs on the ground. The Exterminator is shut down, but we'd much rather look for an obstructed line of sight if there's one to be had. Apparently not, so we might be much better
I'm moving.
just shooting the Atlas in the back. There's not much needed here, so we go for 2 shots. That's an arm.
Punched right through his armor.
He's panicked. No, the thumper doesn't connect.
I copy.
So we got the Seth. Doesn't look like we have reinforcements here, so we're just going for a bit of LB goodness on center. We're good here, so we just look for more creeds. Sadly we don't get them, but he punches out.
I'll break him in two.
So Conquistador
Passing by.
powers up, but turns out he's in range for a physical weapon attack. Just look at what we can do here. Sadly, yep, we go like this. Physical weapon to the face and see what we do here.
Physical attack.
We got an arm
Critical hit, Commander.
and a bit of splash. There's some crits, but he won't be long for this worldy soon, so we just shoot. This should be the torso, and he's going just like this.
Talk to me.
Hyperion is not getting line of sight anytime soon.
Orders?
We'll just have to deal with this one via indirect fire, so we just move.
All right,
You
let's move.
will be good for that. So in we go. This is just about getting damage in now. We could wait for the acid, but we're just
Affirmative.
getting him off the ground, I guess. Little by little, We start stacking mortars on him and LKs. This might give time for our allies to just blow his back. So there we go. You're also not getting any shots at all. So 2 wins of LK, well 2 LK, 2 LRM-15s that are getting there. Little by little. We're just getting there. He blows up when he tries to start up.
Reporting.
And you're good to get a backstrike here. So we get into his back. And we're just shooting a bit of everything. Not much needed here. We got a crit. This is about making him punch out.
Are gone. I hear you.
So a bit more Inferno in. It's just crits we're looking for now. We got a crit to the hitsing kit. Maki shoots the big autocannon.
Commander?
And the King Crab is mostly in range. We're just going with a bit of Inferno to the center.
But target confirmed.
Well, almost got him.
Reporting critical hit.
How can I help?
Almost. We don't want to shoot mortars. Well, probably we can shoot 4.
Damn you for making
It's going to hit the King Crab a bit, but it can get us the last crit we needed. So there you are.
Mission successful.
Let's just recall, we only have 2 picks here, so there wasn't any special need to preserve parts. And let's just see what we have on the table here. Get a bit of money. Not much damage in. There's mech parts, alright. Sadly, no headshot battle computer to be had. But I honestly think you want a critical battle computer. We already got a recoil one, don't we? Yeah. So we're going for criticals and long range here. We get 2 large expos, they're decent. We've got better stuff now. Battle computers, criticals, long range recoil and short range. Bit of Endo, which we're selling. Artemis we're selling. Structure we're selling. And Strict Ammo we can sell. Not the best mission in terms of money value, but we got a plethora of battle computers for our future plans, so there's that to be had. Obviously this didn't take long. I'm just going to look at the counter, but I guess some 20 minutes, yeah, 23 minutes. So we're probably going for another of those challenge missions. We only should have around 2-3 days of repairs to get through. If we did get any damage at all, yeah, 1 day repairs. So on the Hyperion, on top of that, so we're good to go here. We just get into another battle, not urban, that's lowlands, but it's limited. Jungle, there we go. That's Pirate Max again, so there we go. Instead of the Hyperion, we're bringing the Bounty Hunter, and we get Bilans ready. For them, we want not the Seth, but the Nidhogg and the Ifrit. And we just get Barley, Broda, yeah, I know, We should probably spec him a bit, but we should have rogue available, sorry, not rover. So there's witness to go on the Marauder. Tannin doesn't have much for affinities, but can go on the Avatar alright. Synapse wants to go on the Black Knight. So there you are, buddy. Striker, well, hasn't got much to do lately. You're just archer trained, so there you go. You can go on the Daesta. One of these days it's going to show, and that's also archer duty for you. So we're just missing someone who can go on the Vulture, and that is going to be Legion, and someone for the King Crab, which is obviously Glist. Everybody said we still got Maki, King Wolf and Striker available. So that reminds me, we really should take a look at the hiring hall here. But while this one loads, I'm just going to make a small cut here. See you when we're ready to get into the landing zone. So, everything loaded up and ready. Let's see more pirate goodness.
Command interface.
We don't want to drop here. So, we're totally going to move, because that's not good. We're able to get the usual land zone here, and I think I'd much rather go with this one than the other one we were offered, so there we go. That's usually a very good map, one I like very much anyway.
I'm ready to fight,
We're
Commander.
seeing everything though,
Now this is exotic, right?
so
This is a great spot for a Battletech.
we're just letting them do their thing. No need to get in before time, so we let them do their thing and we just go hunting for them. That's... well, can't really seem... oh, we got the texture bug, sorry for that guys, but that was a hyper laser alright. So we have to get going on this one.
Watch my six.
Not much going here. Looks like we have line of sight to them, so we're going to totally use it. They're mostly shooting the vehicles, which means probably the mechs don't have line of sight, but still, we just wait until turn 15. No, we're not doing turn 15 shenanigans. So in we go with you. Not shooting here, but the Victor can be shot at. We're going for fire and forget. It's going to not be as good of a hit chance, but it'll be damaging anyway. So that's a bit of armor shaving, and we got reinforcements on the
I
table,
hear ya.
which means we really want to get going here. So in we go. Yeah, you just get in like that. You offer yourself to the other mech. Inferno is good here. Yeah, definitely reinforcements on the table. And they're coming from their usual position, so we have to be swift about this first lance and later on deal with what we have around here. That looked like a Timberwolf, so I'd much rather have you than the other one. we get here and we see agencies. That's a 31, well, 32%, so there we go.
Skipper,
And that's the carrier, alright. Looks like we can get going on this poor thing here. That's a Quasimodo. It's not going to take much to get him off the table. It's just a hunchback hero. But it brings a hyper laser, so he has to be dealt with. That's a bit of acid.
I'm your spaniel.
Archer wants to get him. And we just melt your armor here and later on go for a polo. This should mean we start seeing red. We got the hyper laser out, so
standing by.
at this point he's not any longer relevant to the fight.
Hauling ass.
And just to get sure, there's a Juggernaut here, so Inferno looks like a good option. We go for the Hellbringer because we're going to have a better chance and it's going to spread to the other one anyway.
Yes, Commander.
Nidhogg gets in.
Quick, isn't it?
We're in range for bomb rack here, not here, but I very much want to start spreading damage. So we shoot the Hellbringer. Vulture wants to send a bit more Inferno to the Hellbringer and the Juggernaut, so that we got the Juggernaut pretty much in shoot once only mode. He's going for the Morada, getting some very good hits in. That much will give him, but he's going to have a bit of hit trouble now. So,
Got something you want done?
Archer can get in, and we get the Quasimodo off the table.
Aye, copy.
This way. Well, get him to the ground at least.
Yes, Commander.
That's the Ifrit,
Confirmed.
who might be... No, we just go for the Hellbringer. And that's an AMS Mark II there, so... There's a headshot to be had. So... Go Paradise. That's the Juggernaut, alright. And that's Cockpit. I just realized we didn't need to go offensive push here, but still. So, we go for the Loki.
Aye, copy.
We got vision on whatever they're bringing. There's a Banshee, a Honey Badger, a Frankie, and a Mad Cat, Solaris variant. But for the moment, we just want to EMP here, I think. So there you go. That's a lot of Magpulls and sensors impaired on you. You're going to the ground. Let's see where the damage goes. That was just torso back.
What can I do for you?
So Vulture gets in and keeps melting the Victor, because you're probably bringing a big ass
Got it.
autocannon, so there you go.
Good to go.
King Crab is probably good to just get one of them off the ground. Not the heavy peep, just some high explosive stuff on your center torso. And that's the Quasimodo.
Did you
see that?
There's only 2 left from the first lance, so in we go. And we try to get the big Thor. He's bringing a long tom, and we already destroyed it. So at this point, he's pretty much irrelevant now. He's going to go to the ground. And it's just cleanup duty on these 2. That's a torso down as well, so no need to do anything fancy here. The reinforcements actually turned around and started going for rallies. This looks good enough for us, so we're just moving with the Diasta because there might be headshots to be had back there. Yeah, the Loki is going to be dealt with in other fashions, so there's not much needed to get a Frankie off the table. It's just a medium mech, so we aim for center torso.
Standing by.
Nighthawk is actually starting to get on the reinforcements.
Engaging target.
We hit the snap nose, so he's pretty much unsteady. Let's see what the Timberwolf does. The Mad Cat, sorry.
Yes, Commander.
You
Understood.
will get the
Moving
Loki. Because we can. That's a torso gun, and you're off the table. Again, not much need to be subtle here. Banshee goes for the Nighthawk. He's welcome to.
That could have been worse.
Commander.
The Avatar gets protected, and we get shots on the Frankie. It's going to spread anyway, so there we go. That's hit on the Banshee and on the Frankie, so we're mostly good. That red, is that bomb blast or TSMP cannon? Can't remember. Anyway, looks like we just got you. Well, there's the carrier to be had, but calculate all we want. We're just getting here and going for center. Just 2 bomb infernos for good measure and a bit of SRM. This should mean you're pretty much stressed. And looks like we still got 2 things. Oh, there's the bounty hunter, so of course we're shooting here. That's you gone. And without further ado, we start moving towards reinforcements. We'll have to do something about her
Roger, Skipper. Taking it.
about our stability later on, but for the moment this is just going to be a destroy the first lands and get going towards the second. More shots to the Frankie because we frankly can't get him off, and this time we got the head spread to the Banshee and the Honey Badger. It's good to have the Honey Badger. A bit hot, we want to deal with him, so
Commander.
Archer does have line of sight somewhere, probably to the Banshee. It's a melee Banshee, so without much further ado we start piling on him. He brings a bit of armor, but he's unsteady, so we should be able to get him to the ground and prep him for some Diastar goodness. So here you are. You bring a lot of armor, sure. Let's shave it. He's going down. And we should be good to now
Got it.
push with a king crab and keep getting damage in here. That's a bit too much, so we're just sending a bit of mortar
Go.
in his general direction.
I hear ya.
We have... well, we don't need line of sight here, but we're going for the honey badger, because this thing is nasty. It's only a medium, but it's nasty.
Might I help?
You're good to go for the banshee, so there we go.
Good to go.
And that's another cockpit. We got rid of the beer pot, but it's always good to get enemies out fast. Bit more inferno on the honey badger, and at this point he might not be able to do much against us.
Oh, throttle.
We have to keep some... oh, I just forgot to swap 12k. That was
What can I do for
a
you?
very bad shot here, but still.
I leap. I soar.
Yep, we get going with the Marauder. We should engage the cockpit someday in this mech. But just let's see what the Mad Cat does. It's going for rallies, so we want
Go.
to get some Inferno on top of him. It's going to help for when we get there, but I'm afraid our friends are just going to get going on him completely, and we won't be able to do much here.
Roger.
So
Double time.
if it gets going, we might be able to get in with him at some point. Yep, that's very good
Ready
hit.
to rock.
So the carrier
Copy that, Commander.
can get in, and we have range here.
Let's see
Not
what
the
you
best
got.
range, but it's going to spread. And that was a very good hit, alright. Sometimes the 0.9% on mortars just don't reflect how good you're going to do against them. So yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. This Timberwolf, Mad Cat. We're still good to get going with the King Crab. So we keep on splashing damage on the Honey Badger. The Ifrit gets in, and that's... no, I really thought it was going to be hit mines. Yeah, it is. So he's going to have a bit of trouble now, especially when we send our mines back there. It might not even be needed, because the two Ifrits are doing a pretty good job at controlling him. You just get going. You're probably not getting another shot in,
Commander,
but still.
heading
We
out.
swap 12k now, because we actually remember to.
Firing on target.
It's not much, but it's going to help. That was a plasma,
hear ya.
the pirate variant, the plasma. And we still got a bit of Inferno here, so
Roger that.
there
Firing
you
on
go,
target.
Timberwolf, enjoy.
AC2 magazines are empty.
At this point,
Waiting for orders.
you're good to get into these ones back.
Acknowledged.
So, edgy explosive is going to be on the Honey Badger. We just sensor lock, might help, it did.
10-4.
So, oh, we actually failed this snap nose.
Ready to get it on.
Up, up, up we go. Bit of LK, and the last one is going to be
Shot.
Artemis, just in case. We don't get a back shot, so probably not helping at all. If we sprint, we do have a shot here. I'm betting it's on the Timberwolf, so there we go. Not the best hitchings in the world, but well tried.
And you win.
We actually hit once on cockpit, I think.
Yes, Commander.
So, you just get going. Next turn, you're probably in.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, not much to be done here. You just get nearer. We might get there in time. So, up. You're under control, so we're going for the Honey Badger here. Might spread to his back. That's the MML out.
Critical hit, Commander.
A bit of health. So let's see what our friends do here. We got the 2 tanks. Not much damage in on the Timberwolf. Still, what do you expect? It's just tanks they bring here, our friends. The Ifrits are good, but we don't have enough to go full Inferno, so a bit of Air Burst should do, because we're looking for spread here, just to get some mortars in the back, and that's the crit we needed. So, pity we lost the Pirate Proto-Heatsink, but as already it's stated, we only have 2 lances here, 2 picks, sorry, so it's not going to be much what we can pick. Timberwolf shuts down, and we should be good here.
Pedal to the metal.
Just sending... what have we got? I guess we're going to go with guided. Not going to have the best of hitchings, but still,
Betcha.
it's damage. Ifrits are probably going to blow him anyway. No, they don't engage this turn, funnily enough. This one does. So, he's open, he's off. And we see what we have on the loot table. Pity we lost that pirate double heatsink, because that was a proto double heatsink kit on the Honey Badger, but what can you do? Sometimes it is what it is, especially when shooting mortars around and looking for crits. So good experience on everybody. We got 5 parts of the Banshee. We got 5 parts of the Juggernaut. It actually looks like we have Mad Cat parts. But let's look for something else. So the Palasma is a fun one, but we're a bit past this anyway. We got a cockpit interface, we got a core 425, that's good money. And we didn't get money at all from the other missions, so I think in this one we're going to take... that's a double beam of plasma. So yeah, we're taking the double beam of plasma and the core 425 just to sell it. And here we go, we get 1 part of the Banshee, 1 part of the Hellbringer, periphery rifle, which we're selling, the core 425 we're selling, Cheater Stab we already got it, Exchange and Prototype double heatsink we keep, Sensors Tracker we're keeping as well, so out we go for this one. I don't think we've got enough parts to build anything, we will go check anyway, so that we make sure we're not forgetting anything. And in between chapters here, I'm just going to take a hard look to see if we got any super heavy missions around, and if not, we move again. We go looking for another research planet, and hopefully we find the mission we're looking for in this new planet, because we could stay here and farm this planet, but there's actually not much to be had here. So I'm guessing some 3 days repairs, yup, which is going to be just 2 days after everything is factored in. No, 3 days, because we got pretty good damage on the Marauder, but still, we got the fatigue going, so we need the downtime anyway. So, let's get to storage and have a hard look. I keep forgetting about doing the cleanup we need to do here. Well, we already got rid of everything under 50 tons. There's just the Raven part here, so we sell it. But we're not seeing anything else ready to be brought up or readied, if you want, so we're good in that sense. Anyway, that was it for today. 2 very quick battles. I don't think this took over 50 minutes, barely. So here we are. If you like the chapter, just consider leaving a rating and a comment. It always helps for the algorithm to help spread the chapter around. We're doing very good regarding views right now, so whatever we're doing, I'd say this is working. See you around next time. Enjoy.